Hello everyone, welcome back to Sewing with Damara. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you guys how to make this notch collar blazer exactly as you can see it on your screen. This is very easy to make, and I promise you by the end of this tutorial, you will know how to make a notch collar blazer with ease. Make sure you hit on the subscribe button if you haven't. Share this to family and friends who you think will be interested in tutorials like this. Make sure you like this video so it can get to many other people just like it got to you. Now let's get started. These are the fabrics I'll be using for this tutorial, and this right here is a suit lining, and what I have here is 2 yards. For the make fabric under, it's called a tweed, and what I have here is 2.5 yards. To draw the front pattern, I've already gone ahead to rule out all my lines here. What you need to do is from the center front here, you're going to go in by 5 inch and rule a straight line across. This part here is going to contain your buttonhole and the lapel of the blazer. From the upper part here, you come down by 5 inch, and this part is going to contain the collar of the blazer. For the neckline, I used 3 by 3 inches and connected it with a curve. Now on the shoulder line here, you're going to mark half of your shoulder measurement. But because this is a blazer, you're going to add extra 1 inch to that and mark it. From that point, you come down by 1 inch from your shoulder slope and connect this back into the neck width. Now for the chest line, I'll be leaving a formula on the screen on how to calculate yours. Make sure you mark this from the shoulder slope downwards. Next is from the shoulder to the bust point. Mine is 11 inches. From the shoulder to the waistline, I have 17.5 inch. From the waistline, you will mark your waist to your hip line measurement. Then you determine how long you want the blazer to be. For me, I'll be using 30 inches. On the chest line here, also mark half of your shoulder measurement plus 1 inch and connect these 2 points together with a straight line. On this chest line, also mark quarter of your bust measurement. Because this is a blazer, you'll be adding extra 0.5 inch for ease because it shouldn't be exactly tight. Divide what you have there from the shoulder slope to the chest line by 2. Mark the midpoint, coming from that point by 0.5 inch. We will not be marking anything on the bust line because we already marked the bust measurement on the chest line. On the waistline, also mark quarter of the waist measurement. Add your ease. On the hip line, mark quarter of your hip measurement. Mine is 11 inches. Add your ease. Take whatever you have there on the hip line and mark the same thing on your length. Now go ahead and connect all these points together just like this. For the armhole, normally we'll connect all these points together like this, but because this is a blazer, to give a better fit, you're going to come down from the chest line by 0.5 inch and connect together like so. For the dart, mark half of your nipple to nipple measurement on the bust point and also on the length. Connect together. For the dart intake, you're going to mark 0.5 inch on the waistline dart like this. Connect it back into the bust line. Then from the waistline, come down by 6 inches and connect it like this. Don't forget that you have to replace your dart intake here on the side. So measure what you have here and mark it on the side of the waistline like this. Connect this back into the chest line and back into the length. So this line here, we will no longer be using this. We'll be taking a bust dart here because the shoulder to waist in front is longer than that of the back because of the presence of the bust in front. This is usually 1 to 1.5 inch. If you have a smaller bust, you can use 1 inch. A bigger bust, you should use 1.5 inch. So at the side here from the bust line, you go down by 1.5 inch and connect this back into the bust point. Divide what you have there on the shoulder slope by 2. Mark the midpoint and connect it back into the bust point like so. The next thing you will do here is to determine where your button is going to start. This totally depends on what you're comfortable wearing because wherever the button starts will determine how deep your neckline will be. From the shoulder line, I'm going to come down by 10 inches, which is perfectly okay for me. I'll also mark that around here so that I'll get a straight line. For the buttonhole space, I'll be using 1.5 inch. Now looking at the blazer, you will notice that the buttons stop a few inches below the waistline. So for that, I'm going to come down from the waistline by 3 inches. Also mark out the 1.5 inch for my button space. Then connect this all together. Using a slight curve, you're going to connect this back into the length like this. On this side here, you're going to go up by 1 inch and using your curve, you connect it back into the center front like this. Now this is your button. The next thing we'll be creating here is the lapel. For the lapel, you'll be going out from your neck depth by 4 inches. You can also use 3.5 inch if you want. Connect a straight line from your neck depth into the 4 inch like this. Then you're going to connect from this point back into the buttonhole space. And that is it for the lapel. This is how easy it is to create your lapel. The next thing you're going to do is to create the notch. And for the notch, you're going to go up from the lapel by 1.5 inch. And go in from this point of the lapel by 1.5 inch. You can also do 1 inch if you want. Connect these 2 points together with a straight line. And that is how to create the notch. The next thing we are going to do now is to create the collar. And for the collar, you connect a straight line from this point into the neckline upward. So just watch how I'm placing my rule to do that. For the measurement you'll be placing here upward for the collar, this is the measurement around the back neckline. This measurement is usually 3.5 inch. This will work for literally everyone. So from this point, I'll mark 3.5 inch. At this point here, you're going to connect a straight line. The line should not be straight, it should just be slant. So you see how I placed my rule. So just rule a straight line. Now from this point here, you are going to mark 3.5 or 4 inches. I'm marking 4 inch. Now you're going to use your curve and you'll be connecting a curve from this point back into the notch like this. So you guys, you can see how easy it is to draft a notch collar pattern. So this is the lapel and this is the collar. And that's pretty much just it for the front pattern. I'm going to proceed to cut this out. Make sure you watch how I'm doing this to know exactly how to go about yours. After closing the bust dart, you will notice around this area on the bust point is kind of pointy. We are making a blazer, so it shouldn't be pointy. So use your curve and blend it just like this. Cut out this excess. And that is it for the front pattern, guys. Let's go ahead and draft out the back pattern. For the back, I've already gone ahead to rule out my lines. The only difference here is that the neck depth is 1.5 inch and the waistline is 1.5 inch shorter than the waistline of the front. Because for me, at the front, I took out a bust dart of 1.5 inch. So I minus that from my actual waist measurement, which left me with 16 inches. From that point, you're going to mark down your waist to your hip line measurement. Then the full length for the back, for me it is 1.5 inch shorter because of the bust dart, which is 1.5 inch. I hope that is clear. Divide what you have from your shoulder slope to your chest line by 2. Mark the midpoint. On the chest line, you're going to mark quarter of your bust measurement. Add your ease. On the waistline, quarter of your waist measurement. Add your ease. On the hip line, quarter of your hip measurement. Add your ease. Make sure you take what you have there on the hip line and mark the same thing on the length. Now go ahead and connect all these points together like so. For the armhole, you're going to come down from the chest line by ½ inch and connect this just like I'm doing here. The darts mark half of your nipple to nipple measurement on the chest line and also on the length. Connect this together with a straight line. Go out on both sides of your dart on the waistline by ½ inch. Connect this back to the chest line. Come down by 6 inches from the waistline and connect this back. Don't forget that you'll be replacing your dart intake, which is 1 inch on the side. Connect back to the chest line and connect back into the hip line. On the shoulder slope, divide what you have there into 2. Mark the midpoint and connect this back into the chest line. To give your blazer a better fit around the waist, coming to the waistline here at the center back, you're going to go in by 0.3 inch. Connect this back upward and back to the length. And that is it for the back pattern, guys. I'm going to go ahead and label this and cut this out. So just watch how I'm doing this to know how to go about yours. After cutting this out, around this chest line here, you also notice that this is kind of pointy. So just use the less curvy part of your cuff to blend this out like I'm doing here and trim off the excess. Now I'll be using the pattern papers to cut out the fabric. This is for the front. For the collar, I added 1/2 inch around all these parts. And make sure that this part here, you cut it on fold. For the center front, I added 1/2 inch all around. And for the side front, I added 1/2 inch all around this part. To the side, you'll be adding 1.5 inch seam allowance. Also make sure that your lining is 1 inch shorter than the main fabric. You can see here for the sides, I have 2 for the lining and 2 for the main fabric. But for the center front, we'll be using the main fabric also as the lining. So you'll be cutting out 4 pieces of the main fabric. The next thing we are going to do here is to join these together. So just place them right sides facing each other like this. Pin it down and you'll be stitching it down using 0.5 inch stitching allowance. At the center back, I added 1/2 inch all around. I also have 2 pieces for my lining and 2 pieces of the main fabric. Make sure that your lining is 1 inch shorter than the main fabric. For the side back, I added 1/2 inch all around this part, and to the side I added 1.5 inch seam allowance. You can also see that I have 2 pieces for lining and 2 pieces for main fabric. The lining is 1 inch shorter. To join this also, all you need to do is to place this right sides facing each other like this, and you'll be stitching it down using 1/2 inch seam allowance. After stitching down the back together, I also went ahead to join them together at the center back, as you can see here. Also make sure that you give this a really good press. Now whatever you are doing on your main fabric, make sure you are doing the same thing on your lining, okay? I'll be joining the front and the back together. You can see that I've ironed my seams open on the front too. We'll be joining together on the shoulder. So I'm just going to pin this down and we'll be stitching it down using 0.5 inch seam allowance. You'll also be joining the sides. Make sure that the waistline of the front and the back are together first like this. Then from there you are going to pin it upward. Whatever excess you have, you can trim it off. Then pin it to the length. Whatever excess you also have here, you can trim it off. So you go to your machine and stitch this down at the shoulder and then at the sides using the stitching allowance you gave. After stitching that down, you can see what this looks like. Make sure you give this a very good press. The next thing we are going to do here is to insert our collar. This part here will be attached to the center back. This part here, which is the notch, will be attached to the lapel. So I'm going to just take one out. The other one is going to be for the lining. Then you can see how I opened that up. You can see what it looks like. You'll be placing these parts to the center back. So place them right sides facing each other and pin it down all around. You'll be stitching this down using 1/2 inch seam allowance. After stitching this down, you can see what we have here. You can see the notch collar and what it looks like. Now the next thing I'm going to do here is to create the double welt pocket with flap. I will not be doing that in this tutorial because I already have a detailed tutorial of this on my channel. I'll just be putting the link on the description box so you can check that out. After creating my double welt pocket with flap, you can see how beautiful this is sitting. So if you don't know how to do this yet, like I said, the link is in my description box. You can check that out. The next thing we are going to do here now is to join the main fabric and the lining together, and you can see what my lining looks like. Now you're going to place them right sides facing each other like this, and you're going to be pinning this down. Just watch how I'm placing and pinning this down to know exactly how to do yours. Now you're going to stitch this down around here using 1/2 inch stitching allowance. Then you're going to pin it down at the bottom part here. And you also be stitching this down using 1/2 inch stitching allowance. After doing that, the next thing we are going to do is to close up this button space here. I'm going to pin it down from this point here all the way to the length. Because the lining is about 1 inch shorter than the main fabric, you will notice that the main fabric here is longer. It's not an issue, just fold it in like this and pin it down. Now you'll be stitching this down using 1/2 inch seam allowance. After doing that, what we are going to do now is to trim off whatever excess we have and make notches at every point we need to. So just watch how I'm doing this to know exactly how to do yours. After doing that, you'll be turning this to the right side. At this point, you need to take your time to give this a really good press, because this is what is going to help to define your blazer. After giving this a good press, you can see what I have here. The next thing I'm going to do now is to insert the sleeves. The sleeves for this blazer is an inseam sleeve for most blazers also. I already have a detailed tutorial on my channel on how you can attach inseam sleeves to your blazer. If you don't know how to do that already, I'll be putting the link in my description box so you can check that out. So after inserting the sleeves, you can see how beautiful this came out. Now this opening which I left here to turn out the sleeves, all I would be doing is to hold it together like this, and I'll be using a top stitch to close it up. And that is it. The next thing we are going to do is to create the buttonholes and to attach the buttons. For a female blazer or even shirt, the buttonholes should always be at the right hand side, while the buttons should be at the left hand side. So here I have gone ahead to create the buttonholes and also insert my buttons, and you can see how beautiful that looks. And this is how to go about the making of a notch collar blazer like a professional. I hope this tutorial was really helpful. Please do let me know in the comment section. Make sure you like this tutorial. Leave a comment. If you have any questions, you can also leave it there in the comment section. Share this to family and friends who you think would be interested in tutorials like this. I'll be seeing you guys in my next tutorial. Stay tuned.